Good morning, everybody. This is Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest, and Esther has been released. We're going to talk about her as a whole. We're going to talk about the best way to go about pulling her. Let's go ahead and dig in. So mainly we're going to talk about the best way to pull her because we have one of the best banners that has come out in a while. And it's just one of those situations where if you want Esther, if you want her VC, she is going to be very cheap Visior wise in order to pull. And that's because we do have the return of the coin pity. Now, a couple people were confused about this. You'll actually see in my pull video. And if you watch my stream from last night, you'll actually see a lot of people being like, no, it's not, there's no coin pity. There is actually a coin pity, Global Festival Medals F. There's a coin pity for a select ticket, so you need 200. And you can select Esther or any of the other GL exclusive units. So this is the coin pity. The Global Medals F count for both vision cards and units. They are not two separate units or two separate medals. A lot of people thought it was two separate medals because there's two different shops. That is not the case. They are a shared, kind of a shared coin. So with that being said, there is a couple of banners that you can focus on that are going to be the best for pulling Esther. And a lot of it's going to depend on if you have paid viz or if you have free viz. The best option right now for pulling Esther, to the best course of action, I would say, is to first and foremost pull on the 2K paid 80 Mind Sphere banner. If you do have paid Visior, that has an Esther enhanced rate on it, and you're going to get 80 Mind Spheres for Esther, which is a 4K Visior value. It's a no-brainer, and it has enhanced rates on it, so it's a great first pull for getting you in. After that, you want to pull on the VC. The VC does not have Esther on the banner. However, the 5-10-step VC does give 10 coins towards the pity. So pulling on the VC all the way is going to give you, it will give you 50 coins towards the pity. Then after that, you have the 9-step to pull on. So pulling on the 9-step will give you an additional 90 coins. It's 14k Visior. If you're following right now, we are at a total of 24k Visior, and you will be at 140 coins towards the pity. After that, you just pull on the main banner and you pull 6 times. That's 12k, and you're gonna get her and her vision card. Even if you have to pity, for very cheap compared to a lot of other units in the game. So I'm really happy that Gumi has implemented this particular banner. I feel like this particular banner is extremely generous to the player base. I think a lot of people should be happy, and I think it's really important that we tell people how good this is. Like, we tell people that we like it, because if every banner was this way, we would all be in a really good spot in this game. I think a lot of people would be happy. So I think this is what we've asked for a long time, and we're finally getting it. So really important to just like acknowledge that and say that. Now, you do have a couple of flash sales that are going to pop up when you log into the game, and when you eventually do pull Esther. Both of those are 100% worth it if you are looking at a Visior per dollar cost ratio. They are absolutely worth it. They're some of the best bundles in the game, so definitely consider getting those if you are wanting to max Esther out quickly. We do also have an update to the daily purchase, which does actually give a 100 cost unit shard if you do buy 5k paid viz. Towards a global exclusive unit choice. So for those of you who are spending out there, or for those of you that are not spending, even if you're not spending, Esther is going to be relatively easily acquirable, and her VC for a little amount of Visior. Now, she does come with her global exclusive piece of equipment, Asterisk Alpha. It is going to have 177 attack, 42 HP, 8 critical hit, 4 accuracy. It's going to have lightning attack up 30, slash attack resistance, piercing rate up 30. There's a lot of discussion going on right now on whether or not you put this on her or you put it on Cloud, because they can both equip it. Lots of things to consider there. In terms of Esther herself, her information was released on WoTV. She's overall a very good, beefy unit, and I think she would be worth pulling. She has a lot of resistances. She's pretty weak to magic, though. She's most likely going to get taken out if magic were to be any form of meta in the future. It would be an easy response to her, and it would be an easy way to kill her. So keep that in mind with her. I think overall, though, she's a pretty powerful unit. One thing that really stood out as we've been talking about her, I didn't realize how much single hit resistance and area of effect resistance she would get. So she has an AoE resist plus 15 buff. This is on top of like slash attack resistance 25. She has AoE resistance 20 from Ibarra's VC, single hit resistance 20 from her own VC. Like there's a lot of AoE and single hit resist that can kind of get put on this lightning element composition. So she does have a lot of that on top of a ton of pierce resistance, missile resistance, slash resistance, and defense. Plus she has an ability that gives plus 30% chance to hit, and one of her buffs gives plus 30 accuracy. So I think overall, she's a great unit. I think she's a little bit of a confusing unit. I think a lot of people would look at her and say like, yeah, I think she'll be okay in PvP. I think a lot of people would look at her and be like, no, she's not going to be amazing in PvP. I think there's a little bit of that air around her. I'm excited to have pulled for her. I'm excited to kind of see what she's going to bring, particularly in PvE. And I'm really excited. She has 68 agility. Like she's definitely on the faster end of tanks or brawlers, I guess you would call her. You wouldn't really want to call her a tank. She does have Taunting Blade, and you probably will sub her Paladin for Immortal Spirit. But you really are going to have to probably prioritize what buffs you want her to use, because you want her to use Immortal Spirit. You want her to use her buff that gives accuracy 30 and resistance bonuses, and you want her to use her buff that gives a physical damage barrier and a AoE resist plus 15. So it's really interesting being a high AP cost driven unit. It's going to be interesting to see, you know, where she kind of falls on the PvP spectrum, because it could be on some maps she's really good, and it could be on other maps without kind of the, you know, if she doesn't have an opportunity like rev up, right, and get everything going that she needs to get going, I think we could see her fall off a little bit there, and you might actually just like play Charlotte instead of her in, just so that you have a unit that maybe survives for a few turns. So I'm interested to hear what you guys have to think. I'm interested to hear what you weigh in. We're of course going to be talking about her. I'll do a video about her later today, talking about everything a little bit more in depth. I mean, Cloud's obviously stronger, as Meso Mink just said in chat. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. We do have the new Astrius storyline in the far plane, and there's not much going on this week. Probably going to be farming a lot of trust stones. I am recruiting for my guild Goblin Tea Party, so if you guys are looking to join a casual guild, you can go ahead and apply to Goblin Tea Party. They are just in the guild finder. You can find them by searching. We're trying to fill up the ranks because, you know, there's not a lot of casual players that, you know, want to jump in and have a casual guild nowadays. So let me know if you're interested in that. You could message me. You can just join directly the guild, and have a great rest of your day, guys.